Patria 6x6 has quietly become more than just an armored personnel carrier. In the strategic evolution of Nordic land warfare, it is emerging as the backbone of a new model of infantry mobility and ground maneuver designed specifically for the realities of the Baltic and Arctic theaters. While large countries often favor heavy, tracked armored vehicles for direct confrontation, the Nordic mindset is different. Geography, climate, population distribution, and operational philosophy have shaped a doctrine that prioritizes mobility over mass, terrain adaptation over brute force, and survivability through dispersion rather than armor thickness. Patria 6x6 fits perfectly into that strategic worldview. Sweden's purchase of 94 additional Patria 6x6 vehicles through the Common Armored Vehicle System program brings its planned total to 415 units. This volume signals not just procurement, but transformation. It reveals a shift away from the idea that infantry fighting vehicles or main battle tanks alone guarantee dominance. Instead, it suggests a broader concept. The Army is becoming faster, more flexible, more distributed, and more capable of rearranging itself dynamically in response to a fluid frontline. The key is modularity. Patria 6x6 can be a troop carrier, a command platform, a reconnaissance vehicle, a medical evacuation unit, or a drone control node. It is not defined by one role, but by the mission assigned. The philosophical roots of Patria 6x6 come from Finland's deep cultural history with winter warfare. Finnish military thinking since the Winter War has emphasized mobility in snow-covered terrain, swift infantry redeployment, and the tactical exploitation of forests and broken terrain. Sweden has adapted this philosophy into a modern mechanized doctrine, integrating Patria into a system where infantry can keep pace with armored vehicles and reposition rapidly across large distances. In northern Scandinavia, where roads are few and distances vast, tracked vehicles are slow, fuel-intensive, and maintenance-heavy. A six-wheeled armored vehicle with low logistical footprint offers a clear advantage. The integration of Patria 6x6 into the Swedish Army also strengthens the synergy with Finland, whose primary asset is not armored mass, but manpower depth through a large trained reservist base. Sweden brings high-end armor and strike capability through Leopard battle tanks and high-precision systems. Finland brings infantry scale and endurance. Patria 6x6 acts as a bridge between them, giving Finland's troops a modern, mobile platform and giving Sweden's armored doctrine a more flexible infantry support tool. The Nordic concept of distributed defense assumes that in any future conflict in the Baltic or Arctic theaters, large concentrations of forces will become vulnerable to long-range strike, satellite surveillance, and precision targeting. The countermeasure is dispersion. Small units move constantly, repositioning before they can be fixed and targeted. Patria 6x6 supports this model by enabling platoon-level mobility, not merely battalion-level or brigade-level. Its command module variant allows multiple vehicle groups to function as mobile nodes in a network-centric battle environment, facilitating real-time data sharing between infantry units, drones, reconnaissance assets, and higher-level command structures. The medevac variants guarantee that rapid casualty extraction remains possible even in harsh winter terrain. These are force multipliers not measured purely in armor thickness or gun caliber, but in operational fluidity. the vehicle's Arctic adaptability is equally important. In frigid environments, tracked vehicles face problems such as frozen track tension, lubrication issues, and higher fuel demand. Wheeled systems, particularly those designed with winter resilience in mind, are easier to maintain and quicker to deploy. Patria 6x6 can traverse ice roads, frozen forest trails, and semi-prepared ground with impressive reliability. Even if a tire is damaged by shrapnel, the remaining tires can maintain mobility long enough to exit the danger zone. This supports survival doctrine, in which the first objective is avoiding decisive engagement until the moment is chosen on favorable terms. The Common Armored Vehicle System program adds another layer of significance. By aligning multiple Nordic and European militaries around the Patria family of vehicles, interoperability is enhanced. Spare parts are interchangeable, maintenance knowledge is unified, operator training becomes standardized, and cross-national logistics chains become streamlined. In a crisis scenario, it would mean that a Patria from Sweden could be serviced in a Finnish or Latvian facility without waiting for external suppliers. This reduces dependency on non-Nordic suppliers and maintains strategic autonomy. Moreover, the economic dimension is clear. The Swedish contract for 94 additional vehicles is valued at approximately 1.5 billion Swedish kroner, and this investment supports domestic industrial capacity. Local manufacturing of components strengthens national resilience, creates technical employment, and ensures that Sweden maintains the capability to produce and sustain armor platforms in wartime conditions. Rather than outsourcing to distant manufacturers, the Nordic model reinforces national and regional self-reliance. Looking forward to the period from 2025 to 2035, Patria 6x6 will likely evolve further. We can expect integration with unmanned reconnaissance assets, lighter remote weapons stations, anti-armor sensor kits, electronic warfare antennas, and secure digital battle management networks. It may not carry heavy cannons, but it can coordinate fires from systems that do. In this sense, Patria is not the sword, but the hand that positions the sword. It acts as a carrier of capability rather than a symbol of brute force. Will this vehicle become the dominant armored platform of the northern flank of NATO? The answer is increasingly yes. Heavy armor will not disappear. Leopard tanks and CV-90 infantry fighting vehicles still define the cutting edge of Nordic firepower. But Patria will define the movement pattern, the tempo, the infantry presence, and the connective tissue of land warfare. In any future scenario involving Baltic defense, Arctic border protection, or rapid reinforcement between Sweden, Finland, and Norway, Patria 6x6 will be the workhorse, carrying troops, sensors, command infrastructure, and tactical options. Ultimately, Patria 6x6 represents the Nordic approach to warfighting: precision instead of mass, endurance instead of aggression, adaptability instead of rigidity. It embodies a quiet confidence based on realism, rational planning, and geographic awareness. More than a vehicle, it is a manifestation of a doctrine in which flexibility is strength.